Hello, and welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby, where we will continue our journey with Uncle Wiggily. Story 12, Uncle Wiggily and the Dollhouse. Oh, I'm so happy, sang Susie Littletail, the rabbit girl, as she hopped on her way home from school one afternoon. Why are you so happy? Asked Lulu Wibblewobble, the duck girl, as she picked up a stone in her webbed foot and tossed it into the pond. I mean, she tossed the stone, not her foot. Lulu could throw a stone almost as good as a boy. Why, I am happy because my papa is going to give me a dollhouse for my birthday, which is tomorrow, went on Susie. Oh, it is the loveliest dollhouse. I saw it in a toy store window, and Papa is going to get it for me. I wish I had a dollhouse, spoke Lulu, sadly like. I'll let you play with mine, Susie answered. It is a large one, with room for 2 dolls anyhow. Oh, thank you so much, exclaimed Lulu. And then she and Susie hurried on, stopping only to pick a few wildflowers that grew by the path which turned and twisted through the woods. When am I going to get my dollhouse, Papa? Asked Susie at the supper table that evening. I will have it for you when I come home tomorrow night, promised the rabbit gentleman. I'm having some of the rooms papered for you. Oh, how lovely, cried Susie, clapping her paws. The lady mouse teacher at the Hollow Stump School, where the little rabbit girl and all of the other animal children attended, allowed Susie to come home early on her birthday, and Susie ran all the way. I'm so anxious to see my dollhouse, cried Susie. But here comes the sad part of the story. I'll make it as short as I can, though. When Susie reached her house, she saw her papa sitting out on the front porch. He was all scratched up, and one of his ears was bent over backwards, and his white fur was all dirt, and he looked very sad. Oh, Papa, cried Susie, what has happened? Oh, alas, likewise sorrowfulness. Oh, woe is me, said Mr. Littletail, sadly like. Oh, tell me, please, begged Susie, clapping her paws. I have lost your birthday dollhouse, Susie, said her papa. I was bringing it home through the greenwood forest, and when I crossed the bridge over the deep, dark valley, the bridge broke, and I nearly fell with it. I lost hold of the dollhouse, and down it went into the deep, dark valley. Oh, how sad, cried Susie. I tried to save the dollhouse from falling, went on Mr. Littletail, but I could not. I slipped and stumbled myself when the bridge gave way, and I am scratched up. But I would not mind that if I could have saved your dollhouse for you. Oh, Papa dear, I'm so sorry you were hurt, sobbed Susie. I don't mind about the dollhouse, that is, not much, she said, as she put her paws around her papa's neck and kissed him. But, all the same, Susie did mind dreadfully about her lost play toy, and Mr. Littletail told over and over again how the bridge across the deep, dark valley, which bridge had been partly washed away by the rain, had snapped and cracked as he was hurrying over it with the dollhouse. But I have a birthday cake for you, with 10 carrot candles on, said Mrs. Littletail, and Susie felt a little happy over that. But, most of all, she wanted her dollhouse. Maybe I can get it for you, said Susie's brother Sammy, kindly, when he heard about the trouble. Come, we will go to the deep, dark valley and see. So The rabbit children went to the greenwood forest, but they could not even see the bottom of the valley, or big hole in the ground between the high rocky walls, and much less could they spy the dollhouse. "It's gone forever," said Susie sadly. "Yes, I'm afraid I could not get down there and bring the dollhouse up for you," spoke Sammy. For the rocky slides of the deep, dark valley were very steep, like the roof of a house, and if Sammy went into the deep place, he could hardly ever get out again. "Oh, my lovely birthday dollhouse that I'll never see, or have," sobbed Susie, as she looked down into the dark hole where her play toy was, but where it could not be reached. "Well, maybe Papa will get you another," said Sammy kindly. "Oh, I'm afraid not. Oh dear, how sad," cried Susie as she and her rabbit brother started for home. "Ah, what is this all about? What seems to be the trouble?" suddenly asked a voice up in the air, and looking over their heads, Sammy and Susie saw Uncle Wiggily Longears, the rabbit gentleman, in his airship. The airship, as I have told you, was made from a clothes basket with circus balloons to raise it up in the air. Uncle Wiggily sat on sofa cushions in the basket. "What is the trouble?" he asked. "Oh, Papa accidentally dropped my toy doll down the deep, dark valley," said Susie. "We can never get it out." "Oh, yes we can," cried Uncle Wiggily in his jolly voice. "I can lower my airship down into the valley, and I will. And I'll get your dollhouse, Susie. You just watch me." "But it's so dark, you can't see it," spoke Sammy. "I'll light a Christmas tree candle," said Uncle Wiggily, and so he did. Down into the deep, dark valley he steered his airship, and by the light of the candle he saw the dollhouse. It had fallen in a big pile of leaves and wasn't hurt a mite. Uncle Wiggily carefully lifted the play toy into his airship. "Here you are, Susie," cried Uncle Wiggily as he floated up out of the valley and gave the little rabbit girl her birthday dollhouse. "I told you I'd get it back for you." "Oh, you dear Uncle Wiggily," cried Susie as she hugged and kissed him. Then she and Sammy took the dollhouse home, and Susie and Lulu Wibblewobble, the duck girl, had much fun playing with it and were very happy. And Uncle Wiggily went on sailing in his airship, and he had another adventure. I'll tell you about it on the page after this, when in case the ink bottle doesn't go to sleep on the white bedspread and make a mark like an ice cream cone. The story will be about Uncle Wiggily and the birdseed. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Bedtime Stories with Vice Vice Baby. I hope you all have a good night and sweet dreams.